Once Rambam was like this. It was in 1994 when I came as a resident. So it's really unbelievable what's now, what was and now. All this space is completely renewed. As I said today morning, I'm a lucky guy that 20 years ago I met these two guys, John Erzenberg and Dror Pele, and nearly every day I speak in at least one of them until today, and all what I know about congenital deformity are these two guys, Christoph and Scott. So we will start with fibular hemimelia. Christoph will review it also. It's paraxial deficiency with or without terminal foot deficiency. It might be 5 toes, it might be 1 toe, it doesn't matter. So all patients had, or nearly all patients have tarsal coalition, femoral shortening, and anterolateral bow of the tibia. So this is the old classification, and really not predictive. It's historical classification of Achterman and Kalamchi, but this is much more practical. It's more sophisticated, but it's really practical. Where type 1 is most reconstructible, stable type, type 2 is dynamic valgus, and type 3 where you have to do super ankle procedure. So how to approach the child? Well, should we amputate foot? Should we reconstruct? How do you pick knee and foot, femur? You must give to patient what we call life plan. So we must figure out what is the projected lens discrepancy, what is the projected height. We should know what is the height of the patient, projected height of the patient. I'll later explain why it's important. And we have to give them a plane, okay? And it's possible, probably possible from the beginning. So this is most reconstructible type, as I said, it's Pele type 1. Okay, as you see, tarsal coalition. There are three toes. It's how much it's. This is the long X-rays. It's 5.2 centimeter LLD at age 5. So in multiplier, it's very easy to see that his projected leg length discrepancy, you're going to congenital, will be 9.5. His projected height at maturity will be 186, so it's not problem to do epiphysiodesis of the femur and escape one lengthening at least. So I don't know, Scott, you know what? I'm pretty old now, okay? After 20 years, I can say that final leg length discrepancy was about 14, okay? So it's not always accurate, okay? And more I see that the multiplier, it's nice, but it's not always accurate. And usually it's underestimate the projected leg length discrepancy. It's always underestimate. So this is his first lengthening of 4 centimeters. This is the frame that I did. It was one of the first patients 70 years ago, and everything was nice. But you have to know you have varus eyes. It's a simple lengthening, but you have presumably go to varus. Otherwise, it's always in the valgus. You put the plate. I did back and forth during 17 years, probably 5 hemiphysiodesis on the femur, on the tibia, on the femur. Okay, now we did 14 centimeters with precise last time. He is equal. So Pele type 2, we did it recently. It's dynamic valgus. You cannot do any lengthening with this hind foot, so you have to perform supramalleolar osteotomy. You can do it acutely and do proximal tibial lengthening if they want. The real challenge is this one. Okay, the real challenge is this one, and what Dr. Pele said that you should do super ankle procedure at age 18, 24 months, plus lengthening, second lengthening around age 7, 10, and third lengthening plus minus physiodesis around age 12, 14. So here it is, 9 centimeter leg length discrepancy, and if you're going to do tibial lengthening on this boy, it's mistake, because first of all you have to create a plantigrade foot. That what was done, and then you can apply the frame and do proximal tibial lengthening, and it's very easy. This boy, I don't remember, it's 2013. He was operated in St. Petersburg, in a very good place. They did for him 7 centimeters of tibial lengthening and didn't touch the foot. So, and look at his hind foot valgus. Okay? So, this is fixed equinovalgus type B, subtalar type. And look at this. This is his talus, and this is his calcaneus. So if you're only doing tibial lengthening, it's mistake. And there is an evidence, Pele published it, it's 100% fail in fibromyalgia if you're not doing something with the foot, in only 10%, maybe more, after soft tissue release and foot osteotomy. So what should be done? The super ankle procedure, after super ankle, there is still stiff foot, but you get alignment, okay? You escape residual deformity. You escape relapses. So what we did in this boy, see, this was his foot. This is the osteotomy, okay? We did supramalleolar osteotomy. We put a wedge into the osteotomy between talus and calcaneus. Now, when the calcaneus was like this, now it's under the talus, and you fixed it with 2-3 Ilizarov wires. Then do proximal tibial lengthening, do whatever you want, but your foot will be straight. I wish that every patient will be from Russia, okay, like this. When I remove the frame, they go next day to Eilat, and that's what he sent me. It's just day after removal of the fixator. Yeah, it's day after removal of the fixator.
Давай, пошел. Раз, два, три. Красавчик! Помаши Марку ручкой, Илюха, Марку ручкой помаши. Марку помаши ручкой. Все здорово у нас. Это наша семья.
So this was before, this is after, before, after, and 13 years after, this August, they came to me in the middle of the invasion to Ukraine, and the boy is a student now, and this is the foot, and I remember how it was, you know, crying. Yeah. So this is type 4. It's very, very rare, by the way. When I had this girl, the drawer told me that he had only 2 patients that he saw, and based on this one, he said that it's a type 4. But we should know about this type. Look at this. If you don't know, it looks like clubfoot. It looks like real clubfoot. And he actually started casting, but, you know, I'm usually not going to do long x-rays or any x-rays at 6 days. But this 4 toes looks me suspicious. So I did the x-rays, and look at this. If you will treat this girl like a regular clubfoot, the parents will be disappointed, okay? So this is the clubfoot type of this fibular mammalia, and this is after 4 years. Look at the shortening, okay? So we did disengagement between Taos calcaneus, so-called supramalleolar osteotomy, 1 lengthening, 2 lengthening, and we now did approximately 12 centimeter. So before, after, this is at age 10 years, okay? And parents always should know the story of Oscar Pistorius, okay? So amputation sometimes in very bad feet is also might be an option. And now about tibial mammalia. By the way, the man who described first tibial mammalia was a famous Zurich surgeon, Theodor Billroth. It's preaxial longitudinal deficiency. It's 1 to million. So if in Israel we have 10 millions, there are only 10 patients. Then patients with tibial mammalia, I think I saw much more than 10. So it's far more rare. The fibular mammalia, 30% bilateral, short femur, neoplastic distal femoral epiphysis, grossly supinated foot. And we will go through some of them. We have, I asked Dror, he sent me from Abu Dhabi the day before, the talk, excellent talk about tibial mammalia. But this Jones classification is much more simple. And it's very easy to know where you are. So 1A, 1B, you see in 1B you have a knee, okay? You have a knee. That's the difference. In 2 there is a loss distally. In 3 it's very rare. It's lost proximately. Type 4 is ankle diastasis. It's pretty common. I'll show you. This is the Weber classification. So that's what we have. If tibia absent proximately, there is no knee joint. And in my opinion, it should be knee disarticulation. If distally, there is no stable ankle. And it's always proximal. It's always a short femur. So what should be done in type 1 tibial mammalia? I saw 2 patients that Dror kept fibula. What can I say? A fibula become, it's not Brown procedure, it's Pele procedure, very sophisticated, it's not for the beginners. I'm not sure that it's better than knee disarticulation. I'm pretty not sure. But the Brown procedure not recommended, we should do an amputation. This actually, Scott, this girl, it's a 22-year-old woman. Once I was reviewer in orthopedics, a case report they sent. This is at age 22 when they kept the leg. So this is the ballast. It's a parasite leg, okay? It doesn't help to anything. And look at the callosities of the knee joint. She can't walk on this leg. But look at this. On the right is 1A, but on the left is 1B. So if you fuse tibia to fibula, it will be knee joint. We have one patient like this, and this is not it's John Herzenberg case, where he did simul amputation, fused tibia to fibula, and I saw the girl from Jerusalem. You can't recognize that she has something when she's walking, okay? And this is really stable knee joint. So I'm pediatric orthopedics surgeon because of this boy from Sakhnin. He came to me when he was 2.5 years old. I just finished my residence. I didn't know about Jones. I didn't know that tibial hemimelia exists. My boss didn't know also. So I frankly said to the family, I don't know what to do. Go to Jerusalem. There is Professor Shlomo Porat. He probably knows what to do. Don't ask me why, but they come back half year after and said, you know what, go learn something. We will wait until we will know what to do with our boy. We trust you. You know, when the mom said it to me, I remember in 2002, I looked on every Jones type 2. I found 2 patients. So this is the X-rays. So what to do? So until now, by the way, the gold standard is side amputation. If you look in this, or foot stabilization at the end of the tibia, and plus lengthening to correct shortening. But the gold standard that time, it was 2001, was a side amputation for them. Look in every textbook, and until today you will see, distal tibial talar arthrodesis and staged lengthening. And this is the paper from Journal Pediatric Orthopedics. It's from Delaware, Wilmington. What to do with them, and this is the foot. Okay, this is the tibio talar arthrodesis plus lengthening. So when 2002 I saw the Drawers and Jones patient, it was one of them. Not really, he has severe equinus, and he came for the second operation, and the foot looks like this. So he had that time 5 centimeter shortening, projectile discrepancy, according to multiplier will be 14, rigid foot equinovarus. It's X-rays before. So he had some clubfoot-like foot. We did resection of the fibula, and with Sasha was 2 years in Kurgan, so he teach me how to do clubfoot correction with Eliezer of the classic, Eliezer of frame. Thanks God we are not doing this. It's really, really, really tough to do all the hinges to correct the clubfoot, but we did it. So 1 week, 4 centimeter, we did 4 centimeter for the first time. And you have to, what's the goal? You should always keep the tibia and fibula in the same relations. So this is the second lengthening. We first did lengthening of the tibia. Then when tibia and fibula become equal, we come back to operating room, did the osteotomy on the fibula, and proceeded with tibia and fibula again. At age 16 years after, he had 4 centimeter leg length discrepancy. That time we did with you, Christoph. You remember, we did a course here in Rambam with John and Rob Rosbrook. So this was our patient for tibial lengthening. So we put short nail for him. Fuse tibia and fibula temporary with a pec screw. This is 2 years before. He's now 19 years old. So it's 5 operation, 3 lengthening, contralateral days, 1 Achilles lengthening, and 1 of pediatric orthopedic career. And this, by the way, his motion. Why? He had 30 degrees of plantar dorsiflexion, and we published this case in Lieblensening journal. So, what's my home message? Worry a lot. Thank you very much.